What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? Christian Hanna Horror here, and I'm very proud today and very happy to talk about this movie, which I'll be reviewing and talking about this release. This is Lucio Fulci's House by the Cemetery. Now, this is the 3-disc limited edition set from Blue Underground. Of course, you've got the lenticular slip, and wow, I'm almost at a loss. So a very quick thing about me. I am what's known as, I call myself the 99%, right? I am the bread and butter, red, white, and blue horror guy. I love my Romero movies. I love my Carpenter movies. I love, my Nightmares, my Freddys, my Michaels and Jasons and all that. And I never purposely not watched these films. They just never reeled me in. And that's not a knock on the films. It's just I was really happy with staying in with the realm of movies I was watching, but being getting more involved with these giallos and getting more involved with friends that are very big into foreign films. In the last couple of years, these movies have really started to grab me. And of course, my favorite Lucio Fulci movie was Zombie, and Zombie has this massive outreach that I dare say that maybe even Dario Argento never had, because Zombie is just it's Zombie, for God's sakes. Everybody knows Zombie. And of course Dario had some huge hits here, but Zombie, when I think about the Italian horror movies, Zombie is the first one that comes to mind. Irregardless, what I'm getting at is I've watched a lot now. I've watched a good bit, and I'm still watching more. Some of them I like, some of them I think are okay. Only a couple so far have really just blown me away. Zombie, of course, being one. A movie called Don't Torture a Duckling being another. I like, of course, I love my Deep Reds. I love my Demons from Dario. House by the Cemetery is now my second favorite movie that is a giallo, and also it's my second favorite from Lucio. House by the Cemetery gave me nightmares last night. It truly did. So, a quick synopsis about this movie is there's this New England home, and the beginning of the movie opens up with this great scene of this girl I believe she's looking for her boyfriend. She finds him stabbed with scissors, and it's extremely gory looking. And then you see this deformed hand come into the fray and kill her. And we soon find out that there's basically some hidden secrets literally under the house. The thing about this movie that you'll see in a lot of them is, of course, these movies did not record audio, so all the stuff is done by voiceovers. The interesting thing about House by the Cemetery is, some of the voiceovers are incredibly good. Like, they got people that really match the characters, and I'd be surprised, some of the mouthings are almost spot on. Then you got other people in the movie like the boy. Now, this is a running joke I'm seeing with a lot of fans of this movie, is the voiceover for the boy was really bad. Not only did the kid have this really strange look to him, but the voice that they got for this kid was, I don't think I could have found a more not right fit to do the voice for the kid. But about that, though, what made this movie so good for me was a couple things. Number one, the soundtrack. What was so interesting about the soundtrack by House of the Cemetery is a lot of it was really different throughout the movie. It sounded different to me, but it was this almost like a greatest hits album from a band, where you've got, when you listen to an album from a band, everything kind of has like this sound, right? Because it's all this body of work done at one period of time. But you listen to a greatest hits, it's got songs from maybe like a let's say a Van Halen album, a song from 84, then a song from 95, and then a song from 80, and then a song from 92, And it almost had that type of vibe. And it was magnificent. The score for this movie was absolutely magnificent. It was dreary. It was foreboding. It was creepy. And the tension in this movie, not necessarily like suspense, but just the eerie nature of this film was some of the best I've ever seen in a horror movie. It was so creepy, the entire film. Even the scenes that were set up to tell the story were met with this great level of just foreboding. I was on the edge of my seat this whole movie, and I was truly encapsulated in this. I was truly into this film from the very first frame to the last frame. And the interesting about this movie is our killer, our slasher, if you will, doesn't have a whole lot of time on screen. But what was incredible about that was every time you saw him, particularly at the end of the movie, it truly haunted my dreams. Now, I'm not going to divulge the film, but I will say this about the ending of this movie. It was literally one of my nightmares I've had in my childhood. And I got this visceral feeling from the scene in this movie like nothing I've seen in a horror movie before. Like nothing. This is truly one of my favorite films of all time. It truly is. I'm really in love with this film. And of course, because of, some of the things about it that are hokey in a sense, the dialogue for the kid being way off with the voicing of who they got to do it, you forget about that. I forgot about that at a certain point when I'm so evoked by the emotion this film gave me. I'm thinking to myself, what bad voice acting? And believe me, it's not great, but Lucio is a master at getting this feeling in his movies of just pure, unadulterated suspense or not really suspense. That's not the word for this movie. Just dread, and that we're in a bad place here. So about this Blu-ray release, definitely a must-buy. The only thing that was a bit of a shame, guys, is I almost want to tell you to just wait a little while because I've bought in these Blue Undergrounds before. And I think the New York Ripper was like 28, 27 at the time. This one was like 34 or 35. And you're getting a lot of bang for your buck. You're getting, obviously, a great restoration, which the film looked amazing. 10 out of 10 picture-wise. You get the soundtrack, which will be played and put on my iPhone without a question. And you get a ton of special features. I'll be sure to zoom in on that and let you guys freeze frame that if you want to see. So many great interviews from the actual cast. It was incredible. So much stuff. Q&As. Dr. Freudstein is the name of our monster in this movie. And it's incredible. I'm sorry, it's incredible. So it's worth that price without question. But I just do notice that this one was a little bit more pricey than the other ones that I've bought in so far, but maybe it's because of this title of this movie, I don't know. But this is by far the best Blue Underground 3-disc they've put out yet. It was Two Evil Eyes for me, but this is the winner. This is the best one they've done. So without question, if you get anything this year, it's got to be Blue Underground's House by the Cemetery. This movie is incredible. It's not just a good giallo. It's not just a good Italian horror film. It's a great horror movie. I absolutely love it. Check it out. Thank you guys for watching this video. This is Christian Hanna Horror saying House by the Cemetery. I think it's a horror masterpiece.